we're Wave Machines and we're here with Last.fm. It's quite a relief to have Pollen out now because, yeah, there's been a fairly lengthy gestation period, and then the actual kind of getting it all finished seemed to take forever. But yeah, now it's been released and people seem to be warming to it. It is quite gratifying, and it feels like it's worth taking the extra time. Well, we rehearse in St Bride's Church, so that's kind of it's a really interesting, odd space. We're very lucky to have access to it to work in there, because I think sort of band rehearsal rooms that we've been in generally, you know, you can get sort of 4 black walls with no windows, and it can be kind of uninspiring. But so yeah, I think it's hard to know exactly how it sort of affects your music, but I think it affects your mood when you're working, and just the way you sort of feel about going into rehearse and all that kind of stuff. It just adds to the sort of positive nature of doing what you're doing. So I think it'll have left its mark on the music somehow, I'm sure. I was inspired by the story of these 21 or so migrant Chinese cockle pickers that were working on Morecambe Bay that got drowned about 15 years ago or so. And it was, we've done a lot of walking on the beaches out there by Crosby and Formby. Morecambe's not so far away, but similar kind of like big expansive beaches. When the tide goes out, it really goes out. And it just seemed like a really, it was one of those things I often found myself reflecting on these walks, that such a kind of preventable sort of tragedy could happen in this modern age of telecommunications, and you know, everybody's so connected all the time, but these people just got caught out by, you know, nature just kind of crept up on them, and it was an awful thing. It's got a very sort of, got good energy, and it's kind of sort of frivolous, I suppose, and it's one that seems to go down well at gigs. And that's one of the things that we knew, that people sort of who liked the band liked that track, and that making this new record is potentially going to alienate some of those people, because it is a different kind of energy that we've gone for. But you know, you just got to follow your nose and your heart, and just hopefully do what you think is the best thing you can do. We were thinking about really bad gigs that we've done recently. You know, when you first start trying to get out there, and you know, just trawling around the worst venues. I mean, we had quite a lot of pretty poor experiences. There was one that I think we've managed to sort of work out, that it happened in Leicester, in I think a place called The Basement, which, yeah, I don't wish to take anything away from the people who run The Basement, but for us on this particular night, we played to the support band's parents, I think, and the support band, and it was kind of depressing moment that has stayed
It's
your
our first headline tour as well.
that was quite, yeah, it was a real wake-up call.
Well, the best one went a bit easier, I think. We did a great show in Paris, probably the last show of the last album, actually. It's on a festival called Rock on Seine, and it was like 6,000–7,000 people outside. And on the other stage, as we walked off, Roxy Music came on the other one. Yeah, Arcade Fire after that. So
yeah, we felt like we'd taken a step in the right direction at that show. Just getting ourselves together, performing these new songs. So that was a slightly, you know, it's kind of got a funny way around. The way we've worked this, we've made the music, recorded it, messed with it, worked the songs a lot, and ended up in a place with the music where we've actually had to relearn it to perform it live. So that's taken quite a lot of doing. So I think we're just going to try and live in that headspace for a bit, and then think about where to go next with new material.